Ladies and gentlemen, the home, humble in its outward appearance, is the most profound of sanctuaries. Within its walls lies the foundation of human flourishing, the crucible in which hearts are shaped, minds are nurtured, and souls are prepared for eternity. Among the many roles within this sacred space, the responsibility of spiritual leadership falls with particular weight upon men. This role is not a privilege to be exploited, nor a mere tradition to be observed, but a solemn duty, one entrusted by the Creator himself. In our time, the concept of male spiritual leadership is often misunderstood or dismissed. Some see it as an outdated relic, others as a position of domination, and still others as an impossible ideal. Yet, when rightly understood, it is none of these. It is a call to service, a vocation of humility, and a pathway to transformation for the man who leads, for the family he serves, and for the broader community that feels the ripple effects of a home well ordered. Let us then explore the essence of this responsibility, considering its nature, its challenges, and its rewards. The call to leadership. At its core, the call to spiritual leadership in the home is a call to reflect the character of the divine. It is a call to love sacrificially, to guide with wisdom, and to nurture with patience. The man who accepts this role acknowledges that his authority is not his own. It is a stewardship entrusted to him for the good of those in his care. This leadership begins with the recognition that the home is not merely a dwelling place but a sacred space. It is where eternal souls are nurtured, where virtues are instilled, and where faith is modeled. The spiritual leader of the home does not see his role as limited to physical provision or protection. He understands that he is called to provide and protect on a deeper level, to safeguard the hearts and minds of those entrusted to him. The example of love. The foundation of spiritual leadership is love. Not a love that is self-serving or conditional, but one that mirrors the selfless and enduring love of the Creator. This love is expressed not only in grand gestures, but in the daily acts of kindness, patience, and understanding that create a culture of grace within the home. A man's love for his family should be evident in his willingness to serve them. Leadership in its truest form is not about demanding respect, but about earning it through humility and self-sacrifice. The spiritual leader does not place himself above his family, but walks alongside them, bearing their burdens and rejoicing in their joys. The discipline of prayer. No man can lead spiritually without first being led himself. The discipline of prayer is therefore essential for the spiritual leader. Through prayer, a man seeks guidance, strength, and wisdom from the One who is the ultimate source of all three. Prayer is not merely a private act, but a communal one. The man who leads spiritually prays with and for his family. He models a life of dependence on the divine, teaching his family to turn to their Creator in times of need, gratitude, and worship. His prayers become a foundation upon which his family builds their own relationship with the divine. Teaching and guiding. To lead spiritually is to teach not through lectures or sermons, but through example and encouragement. The spiritual leader of the home takes seriously his role as a teacher of truth. He ensures that his family is grounded in the principles that lead to a life of virtue and faith. Teaching often occurs in the small, unnoticed moments, explaining a principle of faith during a conversation, offering wisdom in response to a challenge, or demonstrating integrity in a difficult situation. A spiritual leader does not impose knowledge, but invites his family into a journey of discovery, encouraging questions, fostering curiosity, and nurturing understanding. The challenge of consistency. Spiritual leadership is not a role one assumes only on special occasions or in moments of crisis. It is a daily commitment. Consistency is one of the greatest challenges of leadership, for it requires perseverance, discipline, and integrity. A man cannot expect his family to follow where he is unwilling to lead. If he preaches patience but responds with anger, if he speaks of faith but lives in doubt, if he calls for honesty but practices deceit, his words will ring hollow. Spiritual leadership demands that a man strive, however imperfectly, to align his actions with his values. This does not mean the spiritual leader must be perfect. Indeed, his failures can be opportunities for growth and teaching. By admitting his mistakes, seeking forgiveness, and striving to do better, he demonstrates humility and resilience, qualities that inspire respect and trust. Protecting the family's spiritual well-being. Just as a shepherd guards his flock, so the spiritual leader must guard his family's spiritual well-being. This requires vigilance, for the challenges to faith and virtue are many and varied. The spiritual leader must be attentive to the influences that shape his family, media, relationships, and even societal norms. He does not seek to isolate his family from the world, but to equip them to navigate it with discernment and courage. He fosters an environment where truth is valued, where questions are welcomed, and where the moral compass is guided by eternal principles rather than shifting cultural trends. The power of encouragement. Encouragement is one of the most powerful tools a spiritual leader possesses. Words of affirmation, acts of kindness, and expressions of gratitude have the power to build confidence, foster resilience, and strengthen relationships. The spiritual leader is called to be a source of encouragement for his family, reminding them of their worth, their potential, and their unique role in the Creator's plan. He does not focus solely on correcting faults, but celebrates progress and reinforces the good. In doing so, he cultivates an atmosphere of hope and joy within the home. Facing challenges with faith. No home is free from challenges, whether they come in the form of financial strain, relational conflict, or personal struggles. The spiritual leader's role in these moments is critical. He is called to be a steady presence, a source of hope and strength, and a reminder of the eternal perspective that transcends temporal difficulties. By facing challenges with faith, the spiritual leader models resilience and trust in the divine. He does not pretend to have all the answers, but points his family to the one who does. In doing so, he fosters a sense of peace and unity that sustains the family through difficult times. The reward of leadership. The rewards of spiritual leadership are not material or immediate. They are found in the intangible yet profound joys of seeing one's family grow in love, faith, and character. They are found in the knowledge that one has contributed to the shaping of eternal souls and the building of a legacy that will endure beyond this life. The spiritual leader may never receive accolades or recognition for his efforts, but he will experience the deep satisfaction that comes from fulfilling his calling. He will find joy in the laughter of his children, the strength of his marriage, and the knowledge that his home is a place where grace abounds. To be a spiritual leader in the home is not a task to be taken lightly, nor is it one to be feared. It is a calling that requires courage, humility, and an unwavering commitment to love and truth. Men who embrace this role will find that it transforms not only their families but also themselves. For in leading they will be led, in serving they will be strengthened, and in surrendering their own desires they will discover the joy of living for something greater than themselves. Let us then rise to this calling with hearts full of purpose and hands ready to serve. For in doing so, we will not only fulfill our role as spiritual leaders, but also contribute to the greater work of building homes that reflect the beauty and glory of the divine.